What's going on, boys? No guys here. Welcome back to another video. We've got the Futbirthday card. Let's go through all the cards. I'll let you know which ones are meta, are they worth doing, and where can you slot them into your team. First of all, we've got Podolski. Of course, he's 6 foot, medium low, left-footed, and he's got 5-star skill moves. If you had a 5-star weak foot, it would make it much better, but unfortunately he's just got the 5-star skill moves, which is not that bad. 3-star weak foot does let him down. He doesn't have that many good traits, but he has the most important one, which is outside of foot shot. So the 3-star weak foot is not that bad, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not worth getting him just because that 3-star weak foot. If you got a Turkish team, Turkish team, so you can say the Super League team, then it's completely fine to get him in. But I'll be honest, he's a decent card. He's got decent agility, balance, not the best, good pace, good finishing. The problem is, it's a 3-star weak foot. In terms of his price, you need 82 rated and 85 rated squads. It's actually not that bad. You get a gold players and a small gold players pack. Is it a card that I'll do? Personally, if you're a Podolski fan, then go ahead and do it. But I'll be honest, that 3-star weak foot really does kill him. If we look over to Hernandez, just a quick brief look on him. 3-star again, one of the issues where he's 3-star. Good agility and balance, good finishing. With a hunter, would be a very good card. I'd say more as a winger as opposed to a striker. Again, a lot of these cards, 3-star weak foot, in all honesty, they're just not good enough. I don't want to come around and say at this stage of FIFA they're good, and I don't want to overhype them, because the truth is, with a 3-star weak foot, you're not going to be able to get away with them. If you go over to there's going to be some new objective cards. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I just checked a second ago, and it was HUNTELAAR. So we do have the HUNTELAAR card as well, which I'll be honest, is actually not a bad card. The only issue is what his weak foot is. We'll have a look in game, but 87 shooting, 87 pace, 92 shooting, 79 passing, 87 dribbling, and 89 physical. The only thing that really scares me with the cards like that is probably just, I suppose you can say, the agility balance. We're going to head over to Futbin. Hopefully that Futbin have updated it, because Futbin normally give us a good idea of the in-game stats, what the cards look like, etc. EA have also released some of the cards. So let's first have a look at Mr. HUNTELAAR. We look at Futbin. Don't forget, EA have released the cards. We do have a Nikki Williams as well. In Nikki Williams, he's got 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, which actually looks really interesting. We do have Mendy, of course, the 5-star. We do have Lucas Mora, who's a cam, which, why not just give him a 5-star weak foot, in my opinion, Lucas Mora. You have Perisic, which has got 5-star. You got the bump up, he's already had a 5-star weak foot already. Sane's got the bump up, which I think that will actually be a really good card with a 5-star weak foot. Vardy's got a 5-star weak foot, which might be the new best Premier League striker. And then Tiago has a 5-star, which actually looks like a card that's pretty much usable. You have Hwang Chi Chan, and you have Simon. Simon, of course, had a 5-star weak foot last year, but doesn't have it this year. You have Samba, which I reckon looks like a really good right back. And then you have Hermoso, which is actually a card that I very much liked. He doesn't have a 5-star weak foot anymore. He used to have a 5-star weak foot back in the day. The HUNTELAAR card is not that bad. You put a hunter on him, you do get his pace up and you get his finishing up. Agility and balance, not the best, but I still think it's a pretty decent card. So if you're looking to do him, and the fact, look, he's a free card at the end of the day. So there's nothing wrong with it. If you got the time and you want to do the free card, go ahead and do it. You can link him to players like Robin if you have done Robin already. But Bundesliga, not many teams have him. But I say definitely it's a card worth doing if you do have the time. I mean, stick him on stay forward, it should be fine. Let's have a look at the Futbirthday cards. Let's have a look at Tiago first. So Tiago is, I mainly want to look at these in-game stats, because I think that's what the most important thing is. That's the most important thing for me. Let me go ahead and have a look at Tiago over here. So Tiago is at 700k. You still need to put a shadow on him. Agility balance is really good. Of course, 5-star. He actually makes a pretty good centre mid. The only thing that really lets him down is that sprint speed. And that's kind of the thing that really lets him down, I think. But with the 5-star weak foot, because he has that 5-star, it does put him a benefit and a cut above the rest. So I would definitely say it's a card that's not that bad and is worth doing and getting if you can get him into your team. The thing that really lacks is that sprint speed. And adding an 81 sprint speed around about this time of the year, you're definitely going to feel that. But he's got really good passing, really good defending, and he's medium. So it's not really the best. Someone like Bruno Hernandez, even though he doesn't have the 5-star weak foot, and his skill moves, I mean, I think someone like Bruno Fernandes can probably get the job done, in my opinion, over Tiago. How often are you going to shoot with your CDM? Probably that much, but the passing on the weak foot would probably make the difference. If you have a look at the other card, which is VARDY, now, this is a card that I think is probably the best striker, or potentially one of the best strikers in the Premier League. The benefit of having VARDY in your team is that he's got a 5-star. Now, VARDY's always been known to have a good card. FIFA 18 is actually a really, really good card. It's because his agility balance is not that bad. When you slap a finisher on him, that's when the card becomes really, really good. Now, because he already has 99 finishing, you can argue maybe put a hawk on him instead, and that way you get the jumping and you get the finishing and the pace. But the problem is he needs agility and balance, and engine doesn't give him the shot power that he needs. So I would personally put a finisher on him just to max it out, is what I would do. 5-star and 4-star skill moves, high. I think he's definitely worth it. Is he worth 2 million? No, don't forget you get that Premier League tax as well. He's definitely a very expensive card. But is he worth it? I would say yes. But for 2 million, it's a bit too much, a bit too expensive. If he falls down to like 1.5, I think it's completely quite fine. But like you can get, for example, prime, like, you know, you can get like, not prime, but you can get like a Dalglish for, you can argue, roughly about the same price. So these, when you buy these cards, you got to think, okay, Prime Dalglish, a bit out of the equation, but you can go ahead and get Prime Dalglish. Would you get Prime Dalglish over VARDY? I personally would, because, you know, you put a Hunter on him and he's got the agility and balance anywhere, whereas VARDY does not. So do bear that in mind. But of course, VARDY has that physicality as well, and so it's kind of up to you. It's up to you in the way you want to do it. The Sane card actually is another card that looks pretty good. Let's have a look at the Sane card. Decent card. Sane goes to 1.4 million. So if you've got the HUNTELAAR card, you probably better off doing the HUNTELAAR card in my opinion. But again, I would put a finisher on Sane. That way you backed out the finishing and the shot power. He's got naturally good sprint speed, really good balance. 6 foot. I think with a finisher, I think it'll be fine. You can play him in a cam or a striker or even a winger. For 1.4, I'll be honest, it's not that bad. I mean, again, you're looking at players like, you know, someone on the same level of him, someone like Dalglish. Is Dalglish better? Is Dalglish worth it? Probably. So that's the only thing I can say to him, no, it's not worth doing. That's not the card. We do have Perisic. Now, Perisic originally had a 5-star weak foot, and he's now got the boost for, of course, the skill moves. I think this would be a very, very good card in the Serie A league. A lot of Serie A players, you do have the likes of Kulusevski, but he's always been a card that I liked. The only issue is that agility and balance. Again, you have to go with a finisher. You do forgo the sprint speed. Maybe if you put him on a cam, as a cam role, you can get the job done and put him on stay forward. Or you can put him as a winger and come back and offense. If you put him as a winger, I'd say head towards the engine category just to get that agility and balance up. But I think as a cam, he can get the job done. Because he's 6'1", I think he does need a finisher, in my opinion. That's just kind of my opinion. Because I'll be honest, you don't really want someone that's quite clunky, in my opinion, as a cam, especially in delay. We go ahead to Lucas Mora. We can see another card, very much overpriced. He does have hasn't got outside of foot shot trait. I wish he did. I wish he had 5-star weak foot, but 5-star, 4-star. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a top tier card. You put a finisher on him, he's a really, really good card. A really good winger. I think you're talking like a Garincha-esque kind of player. Naturally got a good agility and balance, sprint speed. Then when you put the finisher on him, it looks really, really good. Central card as well, 1.6 million. Is he worth that much? It's probably a million, I would say. I wouldn't go anywhere towards 1.5 and above, I'll be honest. You're looking at, you know, someone like Garincha, icon level. Don't forget with these icon cards, you can get the links. Mid Garincha is a bit expensive, a bit pricey. I won't even lie, but you can get mid for, 1.5. You can argue a similar kind of player, similar stats, and Garincha's shorter. I think just a tad bit shorter, I think. So, you know, they're both good players, but maybe he's worth a million, I would say, just because the simple fact he's a cam card. So will you play him centrally? It's kind of a tough one. We look at Mendy, and I'm looking at my 4-2-3-1 from last year with a striker, with a centre back joining a striker. But at 1.3 million, he is too expensive. If he was an objective card, I would say yes, but he's too expensive. 1.5, high. I think realistically, an anchor might probably be the best way to go. I'll probably see him more of a centre back, to be honest. If I was going to play him, I wouldn't waste that kind of money as a left back. I'll be honest. Go for a full back and centre back type approach. But there's no point playing this guy in left back. You're wasting your time having a player like this. Maybe even a CDM. But I wouldn't really put him anywhere near the offensive line just because his shooting is not good enough. I know some of you guys are going to wonder because I did that last year, but I don't think you could do it. Maybe with a finisher, you could play him if you really wanted to, like in an attacking centre mid. But just because the long shots do lack and the finishing and the shot power, it might not be worth it. But if you play him as a centre back, maybe even a 4-2-0 where the striker goes forward, it could be a decent card as well. And Nikki Williams, of course, now he has the boost. Before, don't forget he did have the 2-star weak foot as well. Now, of course, that's risen up. So, of course, medium-high work rates, 4-star weak foot, and 5-star skill moves. So, balance is not the best. Again, finisher should be able to get the job done. But I'm mainly looking at his balance. I'm thinking he's not really worth it for the balance. And for that kind of price, you're talking about base Dalglish, maybe even mid Dalglish. I mean, I don't think it's worth it. Just go ahead and get Dalglish. Again, I'm offering his alternative players because I just don't think that some of these cards are really worth it as people would make it out to be. Hermoso normally had a 5-star weak foot traditionally. I think they got rid of the 5-star weak foot this year. Now he's got 5-star skill moves, which is centre back. It's not that important. Stats wise though, 260, not a bad price. You put a shadow on him, he's not a bad card. Balance does lack a little bit, but I think, you know what, for a centre back, he's not that bad. I would still go with a fullback and centre back if it was up to me. But I think for 200k, he's actually not that bad. So he's an option, but it isn't really an option that I will be considering. Maybe someone like Varane can get the job done anyway. We can argue for the same or less amount of coins. We do have this Sambia, I think that's how you say his claim. He's a right back, 250k. Now this is a card I'm looking at mainly as a centre back. He's already got the good sprint speed, so you can put an anchor on him, and it's got a good agility balance. Reactions is not that bad. He is medium, that's the only downside I would say, but the reactions is not that bad. Don't look at reactions too much. It's important a little bit, but it's not a game break, as people make it out to be. But you put an anchor on this card, I think it becomes an exceptional card. Good stand tackling, slide tackling, defensive awareness, and good sprint speed, and good physicality, and good passing. Even towards a CDM, but given the fact that he's medium, I really wouldn't want to put him in CDM. It would have been good to make these Futbirthday cards like out of position as well, like the shapeshifters, but that's kind of what it is. We do have Simon. Now, Simon had the 5-star weak foot last year, and we had a really, really good card. Let's see how much his price is now. For a League 1 player, unfortunately, 135k. I mean, look, if you play him as a right wing, maybe you can get away with it. Good agility and balance, slap an engine on him. I think he's a really, really good card if you want to max it out. But I think as a finisher, not that bad as well. Could you play him as a cam? I think you can. I look at more as a cam on stay forward or as a winger. The only downside is that he's priced very, very well, I think. I think he's underpriced. The only issue is trying to fit him into a left mid role. If you can play him as a right wing, and then you can somehow, if you got like Renato Sanchez right wing, maybe you can fit him in. That might be an option. But if you haven't got a League 1 team, then you're probably pretty much stuck. But if you got like the likes of Neymar, Mbappe, if you got for example Renato Sanchez, right centre mid, so should I say Ben Yedder striker, I think you can get him in. And the last player we're going to go is Hwang Chi Chan. Not the best of, I'll be honest, not the best of Futbirthdays. Pretty average. I mean, only looking at really 3 good cards here, I think, in my opinion. You're looking at VARDY, Sane, and Mendy, and the rest of them are pretty much expensive and overpriced. Hwang Chi Chan, I mean, look, you know what? 5-star weak foot. You know what? I think this is definitely the card. If I had to choose all of them, I think for the best price performance, medium high, I think Hwang Chi Chan is probably one of the best cards. I think when you put a finisher on him, like, I'm looking at Bundesliga. If you can get Hwang Chi Chan, Perisic, and you can get HUNTELAAR together, I think you got a really, really good combination, in my opinion. Really, really good combination. So if you can get like Perisic and Hwang Chi Chan and HUNTELAAR all for under 600k, because don't forget, HUNTELAAR is an SBC. It's worth it. I would say Tiago, no. VARDY, yes. Sane, maybe, because the price is a bit too much. Sane, Perisic, maybe as well. Again, Perisic's price is a bit on the pricey side. But 500k, actually, you know what? 500k, just do him. Mora, I would say no, overpriced. Just get Garincha instead. Mendy, I would say no for left back. And Nikki Williams, I don't think it's worth it. Just because he's just a bit too expensive. And, well, this is the thing. A lot of these cards, they're decent, but you can get other cards that are almost as good, or if not better. Hermoso, Sambia, and Simon I wouldn't really touch. And Hwang Chi Chan is really, really good. Simon, only get him if you can play him off chemistry as a right winger. And that is pretty much it. So a lot of cards, they're very much situational. It depends on what you have in your team, I'll be honest. That's the truth now with these cards, because some of these cards are worth it, some of them are not. If you can fit them in, then go ahead. The Sambia card that I'm looking at more, the centre-back card, if you play him as a centre-back, I think is a really good option for League One. But that is kind of a review on the FUT birthday cards. Thanks for watching, boys. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.